Well, this is something we haven't done in a long time. Greetings and welcome to our first episode of One Shitty Family in a year and a half. And the main
Damn,
reason why
Daniel.
and the main reason why we're bringing this back is because today is the podcast's 5th anniversary. Justin,
Woo!
and a bit of a
Hooray.
fun fact. When this episode comes out, it will be February 22nd, which is which was the air date for our first episode back in 2021. But we're recording this a couple days in advance on February 19th, which was the date when we first recorded that first episode.
And
So
it
we're
all
kind-
comes around full circle.
And
Fate.
and funnily enough, our first episode was also making predictions for Pokemon's big anniversary. In that case, it was the 25th.
No way.
Yeah, we're having a full circle moment with this episode.
It can't
Oh,
get any better than
MG.
this. It literally
It's
can't
tru-
get any better than
It's
this.
truly our destiny.
It's our destiny.
Okay,
God.
all right. Let's settle it down. Either way, wow. I have not done any introduction for a podcast in so long. I kind of had to relearn our routine kind of on the fly. Either way,
Yeah, like I haven't heard the whole greetings thing since a while.
yeah.
Yeah, that felt kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and man, I am so glad that I did not fumble on the first take because that would have been embarrassing.
I mean, you would have cut it
No,
out.
not really. Yeah, you were just done it again.
I mean, yeah, it's just again, we haven't done this in so long. I'm kind of relearning everything. Lori, hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Oh,
You're just in time. We actually just started. We just started the episode. Literally just started.
you're 20 minutes in. Oh my god.
Like we were
Oh,
just
that's a-
talking for
that's
a
a-
little bit before we actually started.
No, we were waiting on
Okay.
Kyle to just set up everything.
Yeah,
That's the
I just been trying to readjust to everything because it's been a while. But wow, the gang's all here. All 5 of us. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy
Right.
considering how small our previous episode was, and again, that was in like June of 2024.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I was just literally, I was just pointing out how big of a full circle moment this episode is going to be for us, given
Is
that
it?
given that it's the 5th anniversary. We're recording on the very day from 5 years later of when we recorded the first episode. It'll be coming out on the 5th anniversary of the first episode going up. And the main things that we'll be talking about are also very similar to what we discussed in the first episode in some way. Just nuts to think about. But either
Yeah,
way,
literally we recorded on February 19th, 2021.
yep, that was a Friday night.
Well, it's the 20th for me.
Time zones.
I know.
Now, before we
Yeah.
actually do properly get started with the episode, I do want to point out that even though we are bringing back the podcast for today, this is not going to be back on its old weekly upload schedule. This is just something that we'll do on occasion when the time calls for it, such as today. So if there's a moment in time where we're all like, why don't we just do a podcast episode? That's what we'll do it, just kind of on the spot instead of stick it to the schedule that we had in the past. As you know, it's not exactly
As we all have lives now.
yeah, basically as the schedule that we had before just isn't viable anymore, and trying to force a schedule change just wasn't going to work either. We tried changing the schedule once and that fell flat on its face. So it'll still be here, but just not as a regular thing. It'll be more of a special occurrence, such as what we're doing now, which is preparing to make predictions for Pokemon's 30th anniversary. So I just wanted to get that out of the way before we get well underway with the episode itself.
All right,
Truth
see you
is,
guys. See you guys in 2031.
Okay,
can't-
all right. It's not gonna be that
We'll be-
long.
We'll be celebrating a decade.
Oh, and
Damn,
we lost Lori.
Lori dipped immediately. She was like, "I ain't doing this shit."
She does not want to wait that long.
Everything okay, Lori?
Yeah, I was joking.
Oh. Okay, she was just doing a bit. Okay.
Well, the truth is, the problem is we're all unks now, so that's why we don't have time anymore.
Bruh. Okay.
We're all pushing 30.
Don't fucking remind me.
How?
Jesus
You are not
Christ.
pushing 30. Jesus Christ. You are not pushing 30. Don't.
Damn. Okay.
Nobody here is pushing 30.
One of us is above 30, I think.
Damn
Yeah,
it.
but that does not mean. Yes, but like pushing 30
We raise his hands
is
up.
specifically below 30. So.
Okay,
Double rage
that aside.
Another successful rage bait.
Oh my god.
Um,
This really is a bit of a callback for the channel, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, either way, now as of when we're making this video, we don't actually have a formal announcement for a Pokemon Presents on Pokemon Day, but that's inevitable. That's one quirk of recording so far in advance, I guess.
Wouldn't it be really funny if he didn't do it?
100%.
That would be a bad
Yeah.
move, though.
It would be really funny though.
It would be,
I mean,
yeah,
it's gonna
exactly.
happen.
You're like,
but-
guys, it's
It's
our
gonna
30th anniversary. We have nothing to show you.
But I mean, even during the 2024 Presents, they still had something to show, even if it was minimal. But that's the point. As we have Pokemon's 30th anniversary coming up next Friday, which is crazy to think about. And so we thought, why don't we go ahead and do some predictions as a bit of a callback to our first episode. And bit of a quick disclosure, this episode wasn't even originally going to be a thing, as this was originally just going to be a standard predictions episode, a predictions video from me. But when I told Honey and Rick about it, Rick was like, "Why don't we just bring back the podcast for this?" And it didn't even click with me that our 5th anniversary was coming up until like well after we logged off voice chat for the night. And like I had like an entire list written down, I had an entire script written, and the latter of which we're not even going to be sticking with for most of it, as I'm sure y'all have your own takes for your predictions, which I'm very excited to hear about. And I'll be sure to share mine as we go along. So how should we get this started? Should I just touch on some of the things that I have on my list, and then we could just go from there?
Yeah, you can go since you have stuff written down. I literally don't have anything written down.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have more of your
Yeah.
thoughts together, and I don't, apart from a few things.
Yeah.
Also, Also, Sam, didn't you say you had something to show us?
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
we
you gotta
should
show
get
it now.
that. Maybe we should get that out of the way.
I
first.
agree. Yeah, if that's okay with you, Sam.
Well, I mean,
The thing is, Sam's probably gonna go to sleep earlier than us. So.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I can do it before I go to sleep if that's okay. I can do it
That's
in
okay.
half an hour or so.
All right, that's fine. We can talk about other things
Sure.
until then.
Sure.
All right, cool.
What can we start with?
Well, I might as well start with a couple things, some of the smaller things that I have on my list. So, literally the first thing that I've written down is recapping on Pokepark Kanto's opening, since that did open earlier this month. And oh my god, the pictures I've been seeing of the park ever since then, they look incredible.
Yeah,
And-
you've been like spamming our server with those pictures.
Yeah. Like the park itself is not even all that huge, and yet it still looks great. That's like a bucket list place for me now. And like especially like shortly after the park opened, the area got hit by a pretty big snowstorm, and the park was still able to stay to open after the storm had passed. And the pictures that I saw of the park in a fresh coating of snow looked beautiful.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, and because I've been seeing so many pictures, I didn't even know about this until after the park opened. But some of the Pokemon statues that they have at the park, some of them are shinies actually. As
Oh, okay.
yeah, because I saw a photo of a shiny Goomy statue coated in snow, for example.
Oh my god, I need to see that.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find that on Twitter now because that was like a week or so ago.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Because like I said, this was like shortly after the park had opened, and that was when and shortly after that was when they got hit by the snowstorm. And so the other thing that I have written down for Poke Park is this is a huge shot in the dark, but as a given that Poke Park Kanto literally just opened, but I think there's a non-zero chance that they could potentially announce the location for the next Poke Park, given that we have some additional Poke Park names trademarked, like Poke Park Johto, for example. Oh, cool! Thanks, Rick.
Wow, Rick found that instantly.
Nice. We're coming in clutch.
Yeah. Oh my god, guys.
It plays a shiny sound too.
Oh shit, nice.
Oh my god, dude! Dude, the level of detail from that park is insane.
That's
Yeah, but
adorable.
Gummies wouldn't hang out in that environment. They're in like swampy bits, not wherever this is.
They're making do with
Foresty
a small plot of land. Oh my god, shiny
I
Quick
know,
Coco!
Shiny Tweet Coco. That's
Oh,
adorable.
dude,
Oh my god.
that's perfect.
Yes. Now, of course, Gimme do appear on benches because that happened in a side quest in ZA.
So game
But, you
accurate
know.
then.
Yeah, this one's game accurate. The other one is not.
Okay, and honestly, I think the Pokemon Forest section of the park is probably the more exciting bit, even though even though they have only 2 rides, but just again the level of detail that they put into this park is immaculate, and that would satisfy me quite a bit. And also, one of the rides is like the greatest thing ever because it's a carousel with Ponyta and Rapidash on it, both forms, and I need to ride that at some point in my life.
Yes, we know.
Like even though it's mainly
You've
centered
talked about
around
it for-
the evolutions, like the ride is literally called VV Voyage, but I'm more interested in the Ponyta and Rapidash on that ride.
You have talked
Aw.
about this for ages, for weeks, Kyle.
Listen, I've been. It's like a dream come true, Ori.
I know.
Let him yap.
Ooh, look, we got Charbox.
And like even the music that they have on the ride itself is so good too. Like the more I see of it, the more jealous I become, and the more I want to visit it at some point in my life. Which is why I want
wait.
more Poke Parks.
Okay, that picture with the snow on, with just the snow in the park looks amazing.
It really does.
Yeah.
Like this park looks stunning.
Yeah.
And like if this is
But
the
oh,
level of quality
yeah.
that Pokemon Kanto is setting, then God, I can only imagine what future parks are gonna look like, as well as
Yeah.
whatever expansions that Pokemon Kanto does in the future with whatever additional zones they might want to add.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, also though, the tweet here is right. Like the weather is gonna fuck up some of these Pokemon, and they're going to need to do some pretty regular upkeep
Maintenance.
on them.
Yeah,
Maintenance.
yeah, maintenance is gonna be pretty important to maintaining the level of immersion that they're wanting to aim for with the Poke Park. And
Yeah,
I which
yeah.
I gotta say, I like the different direction that they're going with for Poke Park Kanto, because yeah, as cool as it is to have a more traditional theme park with a bunch of Pokemon just plastered on all the rides, I think this is also a cool implementation as it's more immersive instead of just slapping names on the rides and calling it a day. Of course, you can still do that well, but it doesn't really feel like 'cause I feel like they want to try and make you feel like you stepped into the world of Pokemon with Poke Park, and I think that's a cool idea. It's a very different
Plus,
approach. Plus, it's a good compliment to Pokemon Kanto's next door neighbor, Yomiuriland, which is a more traditional amusement park with big level throw rides.
yeah, plus it's just all around more creative.
Yeah, and so like I can only imagine what other things they can craft up, not only for this property, but for wherever future Poke Parks show up, which has me so excited about the future of this kind of project. And
Too
so,
bad Japan gets everything.
well, I think I remember hearing that Pokemon Galar was one of the names that got trademarked shortly after Pokemon Kanto was announced.
Oh, interesting.
Because I remember, in addition to Kanto, I think Pokemon Johto getting trademarked and Galar, but I don't know about like Hoenn or Unova. So
Mhm.
From what I remember, the ones that were trademarks were like Kanto, Johto, um, Galar, and Paldea, I think.
oh, Paldea, right.
I
But
think
this,
that was the case.
but of course, this was all before. I think this was before we even got to see our first look at Pokemon Kanto itself, like any concept art or stuff like that. So this was like before, because Pokemon Kanto's uh, concept art was, I think, shown off last summer, if I remember correctly. It was either that or maybe early last year. I don't remember. It was definitely recent though. Um, and of course, all those trademark filings for before that. So, if they were to announce the next property now, then it's definitely going to be a few years away before the next one opens, which I bet is going to be Johto. I think that's going to be the next Poke Park that could be announced. Because like it makes sense, Johto borders Kanto. The two parts of Japan that Kanto and Johto are based on are rural neighbors as well.
Yep.
Um, and I could see one of two cities that Poke Park Johto could be built in. Um, First being Kyoto, given that that's the city that the Nintendo Museum is located in. But I think Osaka has a better shot as it's a much bigger city. It's the city that Universal Studios Japan is located in, and so there's just a lot of tourism going to Osaka. Plus, you have the location of the city right up against Osaka Bay. So if they wanted more of a waterfront location, that's like the prime city to do it in. And I think,
Okay, you've done a lot of research into this.
yeah.
Yeah, he came ready to yap, bro.
Well, I'm just going off of part of what not only what I wrote down in my initial scripts, but also just things I've memorized from doing my research while writing that very script.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because like one thing that I really like is that Pokepark Kanto is built within the part of Japan that the Kanto region is actually based on. So I feel like doing something like that, but for all the other regions, would be a really cool detail. And so I feel like having a Pokepark Johto built in what was the name of the region of Japan that Johto is based on? Was it something called like it was Kansai? Okay. So I feel like having Pokemon Johto built in a city in the Kansai region of Japan would be really, really cool, which is why I was betting on Kyoto and or Osaka since they're both in Kansai. Can you tell I did my research for this one?
No.
Osaka,
Not at all. Not at all.
Osaka had inspiration for Goldenrod City, Kyle. So actually, they're one step more.
True. I feel it. So yeah, I feel like Osaka has a greater shot, to be honest. But
Okay.
my question then becomes, given that Universal Studios Japan is already in Osaka, part of me wonders if they would build Pokemon Johto as a separate gated entrance at Universal Studios Japan, or would they build it in a different part of the city away from Universal Studios Japan?
Probably a bit closer to Universal Studios.
Yeah, especially since given that Pokemon is doing some more collab projects with Universal Parks, I think that's a pretty likely situation for Pokemon Johto. But
Plus, it would just bring more tourism.
yeah, it would definitely help increase attendance, especially since Universal Studios Japan is one of, if not, I think the most visited park in Japan. Although, while the Tokyo Disney Resort also draws in a lot of crowds too, but of course that's in the Kanto section of Japan. Part of me is a little skeptical about Johto being built at Universal Studios Japan since that park is pretty tight on land, so expansion would be very difficult. And like, especially if you look at an overhead view on like Google Earth, for example, I you can just like looking at the Super Nintendo World section of that park in particular, you can see how tight that space is. And so that's kind of why I have my doubts of where they could build Pokemon Johto if they decide to build it at the Universal Studios Japan complex without removing something else that's currently already in that park. Now, granted, I feel like the likelihood of the next Pokemon project being already announced when your first one just opened like a couple weeks ago is very unlikely. So I'd be surprised if they did announce the next location. But I would like to imagine that in like 6 months or a year from now, that's probably when we'll get some kind of official announcement of where the next Poke Park location is going to go. And I have a pretty strong feeling it's going to be Johto. And I imagine that it'll probably be built with the same ideas that went into Poke Park Kanto, just with, of course, different Pokemon statues, maybe different rides, and obviously a different layout because they'll be working with a different plot of land. But other than that, this whole part is really just about just me talking. So, I
We're
mean,
just talking to
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in my defense, I'm also pretty passionate about theme parks. So this is kind of like my bread and butter to yap about that part of my passion. Anyway, so moving on from that, uh, following that, we'll of course get updates on new content for the live service games. Whether it be more playable Pokemon in Unite, a new 1 minute cooking event in Cafe Remix, the 6.5 anniversary event in Masters, something for Pokemon Sleep and TCG Pocket, and a Pokemon Day event for Go as well.
Also, they might do something big for Pokemon Go just because it's going to be the 10th anniversary this year.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get info about that until the summer.
Yeah, probably.
I'd be surprised if they announce it now, especially since they just revealed a new feature for, well, a new type of raid for the game that is not being received very well right now.
Oh wow, who would have thought?
Pokemon Go being incompetent? Who would have thought?
Yeah, the TLDR is they're adding something called Super Mega Raids. And the idea is they're harder versions of the current Mega Evolution raids, and you need a minimum of 8 people with and they're basically adding a second kind of in-game currency to even be able to participate in these raids, and people are not liking it right now.
Oh, that sounds like an absolute great idea.
Absolutely
Mhm.
taking the piss.
That's
Yep, the Scopely influence is starting to come into fruition here.
Yeah, let's just add a second currency just to make it even worse. Yeah, let's do that.
Just what we need, more monetization. You lose me.
And yet, out of this group, you're still the only one that has the app.
Yep.
I'm more surprised by the fact that Pokemon Go is still a thing.
What's Sam?
I'm still surprised by the fact that Pokemon Go is still a thing.
It's
Yeah?
still very active and very popular right now.
And the fact that it's turning 10 this year,
It's
is
nuts.
older.
Like God, I vividly remember the summer that Pokemon Go came out. It took the world by storm and was like one of the
Yeah.
greatest times to be alive.
We were really
Yeah.
close from World Peace, not gonna lie.
Yeah,
mean-
and it happened in 2016, one of the greatest years.
True.
I
Mhm.
wouldn't say it's like I wouldn't say it was one of the greatest times to be alive because 2016 was shit. First of all,
Was
second
it?
of all, yeah, no, everyone pretended. Everyone pretends 2016 was great now because because it was better than now. But I was alive in 2017. I remember that at the time,
I mean, we were
everyone.
all alive in 2016.
Duh.
No. But I
Well-
remember, at the time, everyone was going on about how 2013 was the worst year ever. So
I don't know. I
So-
seen like 2016. You ask most people, they say 2016 was the best year.
because they
Nostalgia's a
have
strong
nostalgia
drug.
for it. Because
I
they
mean,
have
we all
nostalgia
have
for it now,
nostalgia,
yeah.
yeah, but I personally would agree. But at the end of the day, it's just opinions, you know.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
opinions at the end of the day.
I-
And Pokemon Go's launch was like one of the biggest highlights of that year anyway.
I wouldn't be personal. I wouldn't get personal. 2016 was one of
That's
the
fair.
worst years. But on the other hand, 2016 did deliver one of the greatest series of all time.
Sun and Moon.
Yes.
And that's gonna be 10 years old this year as well. Jesus Christ.
I can't believe one of my favorite series of all time is turning 10.
And one of my favorite Pokemon games of all time is turning 10 as well. That feels wrong.
Isn't it your favorite Pokemon game of all time?
What are you asking me?
Yeah?
I'd say it's a top 3 for me.
Okay.
I'm still indecisive if I really want to put Sun and Moon at the top or keep Light to Darkies at the top. Because like
Oh, right.
both are incredible. I feel like I need to do a replay of both games to see which one I truly like more.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe I can use that as an excuse to do some playthrough content on this channel. That's
If you
a
think about it, PLA is also it's already 4 years old, so
yeah, that's crazy.
Oh no, it's turning 5 next year.
Fuck my life.
fuck my chunks.
Okay, all right.
I was thinking the same thing. Like,
Where's that meme of thought about killing myself?
Oh, yeah. I'll
Oh, the Steve Harvey one?
yeah.
Yes.
I'll just I've got it. I'll send it. Anyway, aside from that, moving on from that, next thing that I had written down was some Pokemon Day stuff for Scarlet and Violet, namely the return of Walk and Wake and Iron Leaves raids. I feel like that's a pretty surefire bet, along with maybe Shining Boosted outbreaks throughout the year, much like what they did last year.
Can I say something really fast about that one?
Go ahead.
Over the entire course of the Scarlet and Violet run, I have never obtained those 2 mounts. I mean it.
Oh, you never got Walk and
Yeah,
Wake and Iron Leaves?
Yeah, neither did I.
no way.
yeah, I got them. I got them the last time they were available, but that's only because Rick and Kyle helped me.
Yeah, if either of you two need help, we're willing to do it.
Okay.
I mean, sure.
The only thing that I'm hoping for is that they finally release the shinies for these, because they still haven't released the shinies for Walk and Wake and Iron Leaves, which is a shame because shiny Walk and Wake looks similarly amazing, much like Suicune, and I really want them, but that's not going to happen.
Can they release shiny Victini and shiny Ogerpon instead? I would rather have them.
Shiny Victini, yeah, like that's been stuck in shiny lock hell for too long. Maybe as a Pokemon Home reward at later down the line.
God, I hope so.
Yeah,
Maybe for
considering
the-
that we've had some shiny mythical rewards from Pokemon Home in over the past year or so, I think that's a pretty safe bet to happen at some point. I just don't think it's going to be revealed now, but I think at some point this year we'll get our next shiny mythical reward from Pokemon Home.
And maybe they do it with Gen 10, like you do like the same thing we did Scarlet Valley, like Legends Arceus, you complete the decks, you get the shiny mythical. Maybe they do that with Gen 10 decks.
Or maybe ZA for all we know. That's all I said to get Pokemon Home support.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't think we'll get anything else for Scarlet Violet. I think we're just straight up done for any additional content. But I feel like, you know, as the way of going now, I feel like this will be a good time to bring over shiny Walking Wake and shiny Iron Leaves, and maybe even a rerun of shiny Koraidon, shiny Miraidon, given how disastrous that distribution was.
Oh, they gotta
How
if
did that-
if they do everyone, they have to do it like online as well, because physical it was so
It
bad.
was impossible. It was literally
I did it-
impossible for most people.
I went to like 3 GameStop stores and I could not get one.
I was never able to get one, and like the last time that the time I went to GameStop to try and get a code, that would be the last time that I would visit that GameStop, as that particular location had closed earlier this year.
So,
Bit of a-
Yeah,
so
Bit
wait,
of a weird
that's
tangent.
that's very nice, guys. The UK just never got it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's shitty.
no, I don't think we didn't get it either here.
I remember that. They never just released it in the UK. They're like, yeah, it's coming
Yeah,
someday.
fuck y'all.
That is crazy.
But they really said fuck the British.
That is
To
crazy.
be fair, we
Fuck the
didn't get
Brits
it
and
here
Europe.
either.
I think at least I remember it released in like Germany, I think, and people thought, oh, this means this means other European countries will coming soon. I
Oh
think we just
boy.
Copium.
I think with just Germany and like a few others, and just not the UK or the majority of Europe.
Why
Didn't-
was it so selective? What?
I don't know.
Didn't France get the
Does he
distribution as
know?
well? Or am I going crazy?
Maybe I don't know. Like I'm pretty sure there was like 2 or 3 European countries that got it, but
I think Spain was one of them.
yeah, I think
Spain makes
is,
sense.
Well, that would make sense, right?
I feel like if you didn't do a distribution in the country your latest region was based on, that would be a weird kick to the face. But yeah, I do think that a rerun of Shiny Koraidon and Shiny Miraidon definitely should be needed, especially since there are quite a few locations like the UK and like most of Europe that haven't gotten them yet.
But
And
are we gonna get it? Doubtful.
I really want them, because Shiny Koraidon is such a top tier shiny. It's a crime that its distribution was done dirty.
I agree.
Or who knows? Maybe no surprises and put them in raids and have them be handled much like how the shiny treasures of ruin raids were handled. That could also
Yeah, I
happen
feel
too.
like they should do that, because seriously, if they just do it like distribution again through stores, yeah, count me out. I'm not even gonna try.
And like I really liked the idea of how they handled the shiny treasures of ruin, where yeah, they're in raids, but you and the other players are working toward a bigger goal to unlock them. Like I feel like that's way cooler than like being given a code.
I agree.
Like the goals were very reasonable, and they were all reached within like a few days of those raids starting, if not like a couple days later. I just said the same thing twice.
Don't worry
But
about it.
yeah, I feel like that should be either Shiny Walking Wake and Iron Leaves or Shiny Karina and Mirana. That's what I'm calling for in the next special raid event. Even though they are doing reruns of the 7-star starters right now. Like literally Sceptile just started its rerun tonight, and I forget what Terra type is Sceptile? I
So like
forget.
dragon or something.
I think it is Dragon. I forget though, because it's been a while since I've done
It is
it.
dragon.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it is Dragon. It is Dragon. Had to remind
Yeah,
myself.
no. It was funny how the first few ones they actually tried with the terror type of the starters, and then the longer they went on, it was just at the same base type of the starter.
They're like, yeah, whatever goes. We don't care anymore.
Yeah,
Not for all of them, but some of them just did not make the most sense. Like, wasn't Feraligatr Dark Terra? Excuse me, that's my voice cracks.
I don't know.
I forget. I have not been. I don't think any of us have been paying attention to the Terra raids
Yes,
that much
it was
anymore.
dark.
No,
It was dark type.
it
I mean, it's
was
not.
dark type. Rick says.
Yeah,
Huh?
it was dark. It was dark type.
It was dark. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I remember that much. Granted, of course, that was before ZA came out, so it's not like we could have known that Feraligatr would have been Dragon type. So moving on from that, I think the next segment could potentially be a quick one on Procopia, given that that's just a couple weeks away from releasing.
Yeah, we're definitely getting some info about that.
Yeah,
It wouldn't surprise me because, like, again, we're so close to release, but also like that game looks really, really good. I'm actually kind of excited to play it. And there's not really much else that I feel like we can add about Procopia because, like, there were some previews that came out lately that really went in depth about the game itself, and that's it. If I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but it looks great. I actually really want to play it. And like apparently, like at least 300 or so Pokemon are gonna be in the game, if I remember correctly.
yeah. I think it was 300. Yeah,
Okay.
or it said 300 plus. I think so.
Yeah, I think
Probably
at least
300
300 or
something.
so. I don't remember, but pretty large variety, to say the least.
Yeah, if there's no Krogunkai Riot,
And it looks like it's gonna have actually good multiplayer too.
uh, I don't know. Like, I watched Good Vibes Gaming video on the thing, and the multiplayer was the one thing that they criticized.
The
I think
one
it was more
interesting
of
point that what I saw from like reports is that apparently like it works like a Minecraft server, so like the host doesn't need to be there.
yeah, the
for
host does
other
not even
people
need to be
play.
logged in.
Yeah, so that's at least a good thing.
Yeah,
Even though the progress will be tied to their save file.
Yeah.
yeah, but the thing very much is that like in the Good Vibes Gaming review they mentioned that there's certain things that only the host can do that progress the game. So when that group wanted to progress the game, the person that was hosting the game for them was AFK, and so they couldn't really do anything after a certain point because they couldn't get the attention of the host.
Ah, okay. I think the game's also gonna have game share support as well, so maybe they were trying to reach feature parity with it or something. Which, okay. Granted, I don't know how often I'm gonna be playing in multiplayer, given that,
Yeah,
but
yeah. No, the single player experience it seemed a lot more tailored to single player from what I can tell. So
yeah, exactly. So I think that's where the game's really going to shine the most, and the multiplayer is
Yeah,
definitely going to be more of a nice bonus. But we'll see how that turns out when the game comes out, because
yeah, yeah. It's not going to be like Animal Crossing, for example, where there's like objective benefits to doing multiplayer. Probably, I think it's probably just going to be like you can also do multiplayer sometimes.
yeah. But also, like, there's going to be like actual story to this game, so the big differentiator right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. It was confirmed that the area from the trailers as future as like some sort of like ruined future city. So it
Jesus.
does seem to take it does seem to take place in like some post-apocalyptic Kanto or something.
Of course, it's always fucking Kanto, I guess. Just kidding.
Yeah, but like at least it's doing something different with Kanto.
True, true. And I'm just glad. I'm
It's
just
not
glad.
just red. It's not just red and blue from any time.
And like, I'm just glad that a game like this exists at all, because I feel like many people have been wanting a Pokemon Life Sim for so long because it just makes so much sense. And so I'm totally on board with this idea. All right, so
Yeah.
moving on from that, as before we continue, I'm just gonna put a bit of a brief spoiler warning on screen. So for those that are watching on YouTube, if you want to skip the segment, you can head to the timestamp that's on screen right now, because we're about to talk about the unreleased mega from ZA next. So
Yeah, they're going to release it.
Sam, have you seen the unreleased mega yet?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so of course I'm talking about Mega
I
Guardian
I just
Z.
have I just have one little question.
Yeah.
Is it Charizard?
Yes, it's Charizard Z.
Yeah, they're releasing Charizard's red. Yep.
Is it Charizard Z?
Yes,
All right, all right.
it is Charizard Z.
I'll give you that
Okay,
one. I'll give you
stupid
that one.
joke aside.
Okay,
Yeah.
but in all seriousness, I think we can all agree that Mecha Garchomp Z is going to be the next big reward for ZA ranked after the current season ends, because the season 7 just started, so I imagine that they'll probably go into some early details for season 8, and that's probably when Mecha Garchomp Z will be formally revealed. Because for those that
I
don't know, all the data for Mega Garchomp Z is just stored in the game's files, just right there. Like
Yeah, I've seen people use it in multiplayer.
hackers.
Well,
yeah,
yeah, obviously.
according to the data mines, it shows that it's not even like it's probably won't be a ZA rank thing. It's probably going to be a distribution like Mewtwo and Diancie, because it's tied to a side mission like this those EX missions.
Oh, okay, that
So
makes
they'll probably
sense
just
then.
like release it. Probably, I'm assuming they'll release it like right after the direct or during the direct,
That
like they
makes a
did with
lot of
like
sense
Mewtwo,
actually.
with like Mewtwo and Diancie.
That tracks actually. Okay.
I
But I
just
could be
hope
wrong.
if I just hope that if it is a side mission, I hope they make it decently long and not just 1 minute, because I was so disappointed with Mute side mission.
Fair.
Yeah. The Mewtwo one was very funny because it's just going to the labs. Cool. Here's Mewtwo. That's it.
He's a standing
Um.
good.
Yeah.
Compare that
Amazingly. Um.
compare
You
that to
know.
compare that to the NC side mission where you have to follow Emma, sorry.
y-
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. No.
and
Diante's one was 5 minutes instead of 1 minute. Um.
yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say like, hey, it was, the side mission was a magnum opus, but like, It was good. The Mewtwo one was
Yeah,
Mewtwo was just standing there. He's just standing there staring at us menacingly.
yeah. No. To be honest, I think Garchomp Z will probably be like a rogue mega. I think.
That could be a thing too.
I feel like
I
that'd be
think
more fun. That would be more fun than just battling like a normal battle, and then try to catch
yeah,
it, and the motherfucker just refuses to stay on the ball.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
because I struggled with catching Diancie, and yet Mewtwo I got really easily. I just
Yeah,
I just
Yep.
hope
same.
that if they do make Mega Garchomp Z's battle a rogue mega battle, that we don't have to go into fucking hyperspace Lumios to battle it because
Oh, Kyle, you know you probably will.
Does he
I
know? Does he know?
look, I don't
Don't remind me.
I just don't like the fact that the timer
Yes,
is
we
just
know.
so tight and just
No,
Yes,
I
we
agree
causes
with
will.
immense
I
that.
stress
mean,
for
I
me.
mean, at this point, we have a shit ton of berries, so that's not even a problem anymore.
For you,
At
at
least I
least for
Yeah,
me,
assume.
no.
At least I assume.
for you at least, I virtually stopped playing the DLC because I didn't like it.
You know, Kyle never got to the point where he basically
I
had
never got
100
Mega
berries,
Rayquaza
but
Oh, I forgot
he,
about
he
that.
never finished it. Yeah.
I didn't know.
because I just found the
Oh,
whole grinding and tight timers to be a buzzkill.
can't say that I blame you on that one. Because I agree.
Because like, and it sucks too because like, there's a decent amount of about the DLC that I did like the story I thought was good, the characters were good, the new megas, most of the new megas I thought were also really good too. It's just actually playing the DLC is what kills it for me, and that hurts because I loved the base
Yeah,
game of ZA, but the
I
DLC just
say, I say in, I say in terms of DLC, this is probably the weakest one, in my opinion.
yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I've seen some people argue the Isle of Armor, but
It's by far. I mean, in my opinion, it's by far the worst DLC. It's not even close.
I mean, Isle of Armor was good.
I
The
mean
Town
Isle of
Thunder
Armor
was
was okay,
amazing.
but at least I didn't have to deal with constant stress and grinding that
Yeah,
that Mega Dimension put me through. And I don't do well under strict timers, so Mega Dimension by default was going to be a worse experience for me.
yeah, yeah, for me too.
Either way, uh, moving on from that, as the next thing I had written down was I would love to see an animated web series for the 30th anniversary, like in the style of say Pokemon Evolutions, for example, because like they did Generations for the 20th anniversary, and I think Evolutions was for the 25th, if I remember correctly. Let me just go look this up real quickly to ensure. Yeah, Evolutions was for the 25th anniversary. So I feel like this is probably like the safest bet outside of the obvious one that we'll get to in a little bit. But because like Evolutions was fantastic. I personally really liked Evolutions. Um, as I it's just that's how I feel like Evolutions is a prime example of how you celebrate Pokemon's history instead of just redoing Kanto for like the millionth time.
Hmm.
And
I
granted,
mean,
Yeah,
technically Generations did that too, but
yeah.
I feel like
I like the one.
sorry,
I
go ahead.
like the
Will.
one where they retold Red and Blue. That was good.
Oh,
Origins.
Origins.
That was it. Yeah,
Yeah, Oranges was really good too. I really did like Origins.
yeah.
That was not part of an anniversary year, but that was really
Was
good
it
too.
not? Oh my
No,
god. Was it not? I thought it was.
no, it was in 2013, and that was when they were going all in on the Kanto pandering. By then,
Oh yeah,
it was
because
around the time that X and Y was coming out.
uh, okay.
the Kanto pandering was peak during 2013.
Because like I
I mean,
remember,
it still is.
because like I remember
Yeah.
when the X and Y soundtrack was put up on iTunes, some of the battle songs from Gen 1 were part of the were part of the album, even though they were nowhere to be found in the game itself. Which I thought was, and I believe even I think the Pokemon Origins music was also part of the X and Y soundtrack album, if I remember correctly, on iTunes. In fact, I'm going to just go check right now because I have Apple Music right here. Let me see here. Where is it? Yeah, Canto OST alongside the calls OST. Yeah. Yeah, we have so it's mainly just the battle tracks from Pokemon Origins that are in here, but still, it makes no sense to include some of the Kanto songs in here when they're nowhere to be found in X and Y outside of the revised battle theme for the Kanto birds and Mewtwo. That was it.
Could they not just made a separate playlist, like a separate album? It was like, was that really hard?
And like, you know what the craziest bit is? When Fire and Leaf Green got their soundtrack put on iTunes, they not only put the remade songs on there, but also the original Gen 1 versions of those songs as well. So basically, some of these songs got released twice in the span of like 6 months.
Because why not?
Because like they were putting a game soundtrack on iTunes throughout most of 2014.
Yeah. I mean, the answer is pretty obvious, Kyle. Gen 1 makes the money.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's why the Legos right now are the Gen 1 starters, Pikachu and Eevee.
Yeah,
We do not
Kanto
care.
gets the most
Just kidding.
gets the most glaze because it gets the most people, so it just makes sense.
Yeah, because your mum isn't gonna know what like Anacrozma is, but she is going to know what a Pikachu is.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Mom, can you buy me Guzzlord? No, I'll get you Pikachu.
Mom, I want the Yancy. You can't have that. You have
We
to
have
have
Diancie at home.
Charizard.
Diancie at home.
No, you need Charizard because we all know
Yeah.
Charizard.
Is a
Now, of course, yeah. Now, of course,
Exactly.
the rumors for the Legos say that there's going to be more playsets out in the summer, and those playsets are probably going to be
More Kanto.
not more Kanto. They're going to be more varied. Apparently,
Okay,
there's
good.
reportedly a Krogunk set that I hope is real.
Okay. But getting back on track here, I feel like a web series for the 30th anniversary in the style of like Generations or Evolutions, it just makes a lot of sense and it feels inevitable.
I think we're probably gonna get something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because like with Evolutions, and I believe Generations did it as well. Most of the episodes were mainly about the climax for each generation, like with like the Gen 7 episode of Evolutions, for example, it was covering part of the climax of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and then
Yeah.
and then for Gen 5, it was the Team Plasma crap at the Pokemon League.
Yeah, no, Gen 5 was the gym leaders battling Team Plasma 1, so
But like, didn't Generations do that as well in addition to Evolutions? Because oh yeah, it was because like if they did, because like I had some screenshots of Skylar from that episode. Duh.
I would
the
have
issue,
thought.
the thing is, Generations and Evolutions were kind of just really similar. At the end of the day, and it was very strange because they did it twice basically.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Evolutions was a better execution of that though.
Yeah,
Like I thought the animation looked better in Evolutions. Just
yeah,
the production quality overall was just better in Evolutions in my opinion. Like Generations wasn't bad, but I feel like Evolutions took the concept that Generations was doing and did it better.
sure.
Yeah, true. True. All right, we can
Yeah,
pause right now and then and let Sam present us his
yeah.
little surprise.
Is he even aware?
Hey Sam, are you
Huh?
there?
I
You
beg
guys
your
are like
pardon?
saying like he, you guys are saying like he wants because he said he would show like when he's gonna leave, but like when he said he would go to bed, but
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was like blanked off for a second.
Oh no, I
Oh,
thought it was getting late, so I was just like concerned if you were in a
No,
rush to
no,
show
no, it is
whatever you want.
very, very, very late.
Okay.
Okay.
So I should probably go to sleep. But first, of course, I have to show you all.
All right. Let's see it.
Okay, so I've been working on some music. So I was thinking I
Ooh.
would like to share you some of mine.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
okay.
This is okay. So where should I put it? Should I put it on musical? Yeah, let's put it on musical madness.
Okay. And then I can, and then one of us can forward it into non-voice.
Yes. Let's see if I can on link here. Yes, there we go.
Versus Diancie Inverse.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that was the
Hmm.
video I saw in my notifications like a few days ago.
Yes. I have
yeah,
been working on
yes.
that.
What?
You worked on this?
Well, I collaborated with others, but yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
All right. Well, we'll be sure to listen to this after we record the episode.
Yeah.
So far the 30 seconds I've listened, this sounds fire as hell.
This sounds amazing so far. I'm sorry, I'm already listening to it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So I split it up into two phases. One non-mega and the mega one.
Ooh, that sounds
Interesting.
cool. Yeah, I'll be sure to
Yeah.
include a link in the video description when I go to post this episode.
Yeah. I actually got inspired by this one.
Oh, I think I remember that one. Holy shit! Wow, that's a throwback.
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't heard this in so long.
That is a
Yo, it
throwback.
feels,
Holy shit!
it feels like seeing a friend from like years.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I'm telling you, this guy composes amazing music. And I heard this like was it now 8 years ago? I remember hearing it and I was like, oh, so amazing. And this makes me so mad by the fact that all of the Gen 6 mythicals don't have their theme song.
I know, and the fact that
We were wrong.
Yeah,
we
it's
never even
really
had the chance to
disappointing.
battle them in Gen 6 either. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, right. Here's my rant. Glittering Cave. The lore going on about how you can find carbink there, I'm pretty sure. And then you go to the bottom of Glittering Cave and there's that spot that with like the shining light down on it that's like very obviously meant for something, and then all that's there is like the Alkazite in the post game, and you're like, huh?
Yeah.
And
Like
it's just like, oh no, and it's like, oh
it's
no, this is very
clearly
obviously where Diancie was supposed to be.
it's clearly one of the things that got left out because X and Y was just so rushed, and a lot of
Yeah,
things got
Yeah,
left out of the final game.
yeah.
Yep.
That's
yeah.
screw.
I mean,
Screw. I'll listen to this. I'll
I mean,
listen
you
to your
guys
song right
know
now,
how
Sam.
much I loved it. Sorry,
What
what
were
was
you
that,
saying?
Kyle?
I'm gonna go listen to Sam's song right now.
Do you need to listen to it now, Kyle?
Yes.
Alright.
Listen, I care a
Okay.
lot about Pokemon fan music. Like that. This.
I mean, Sam is a music producer, so
No, I get that. No, I get that. It's just more the flow to episode and
I
all
mean,
that, but
not
yeah.
perfect.
I
I
mean,
can
still,
tell
it's
you
really
that's
impressive.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
it's really
Yeah,
impressive.
it's
Yeah.
fire.
It deserves more views, to be honest.
True.
Actually, Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
that's pretty
yeah.
fire. I really do like that.
No, it's Rock Fairy. Stop.
Get out! Oh my god. the silence that came with after me after I quoted that. Oh my god, I'm screwing up my
Thought
words
about
all-
myself.
Oh my god!
Don't-
Wow! We got Sam. Sam, that's really cool though. And I really like the editing
thank
too.
you.
Like the footage was really good too.
Yeah.
Who do
I
you know
got
who made
perm.
that? Do you know who made that Diancie sprite? Oh, you put it in the description. Okay,
Yep. Everything is put on the description.
cool.
Yeah.
Um,
If anyone is watching this podcast, please go listen to the theme.
Yeah, like I said, I'll leave a link to the song in the description when I go around to posting this episode because it is really good. It definitely deserves some love.
It's really good.
Okay.
Oh my God.
All
nothing aside
right.
from that.
All right.
But
So
yeah, all of that. I'm gonna go to sleep now.
That's okay,
Alright.
Sam.
And,
Alright, take care.
we appreciate you joining us.
Yeah.
Good night,
Yeah.
Sam.
Good
Glad
night.
having
This
you here.
will probably
Yeah.
be the last podcast for now for me, or well, maybe in like 5 years or so. I don't know.
Who knows when
Yeah, that's
our
probably the case for a lot of people here, to be honest.
who knows when our next episode's gonna be
In-
coming out. So
2031.
Yep.
okay.
Hey
it's-
guys,
Yeah.
in words,
It's already scheduled.
hey guys,
Right.
in words of Dr. Eggman, see you later, hater.
Oh, God.
In the
Okay,
words
that
of Dr. Eggman, I'm back in the fucking building again.
Exactly. All right. Well, good night, you all.
All right. Good night, Sam.
Good night.
Thanks for joining us.
Good
Nah.
night. Yeah, you too.
All right. So, moving on from all of that, next up is I have Pokemon Champions. And this one's a bit of an interesting situation because we've known this game for about a year now, and we still don't have a release date yet. And that's kind of a concern considering that this is going to be the main game for VGC this year at Worlds. And so,
Yeah, they're probably
Yeah.
gonna announce the release date during the presents.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah, no,
I think
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
100%. I feel like they gotta announce it because, like, I don't know. I still
I feel
think it's kind
I feel like they can't keep
crazy
waiting
that-
any longer. That's
that
the
they
thing.
announced like, oh, this is gonna be our game for Worlds next year, but then like just no date. Like, and then people need to learn how to with how to work with the game and all of that. Like, yeah,
Like
I don't know.
how the mechanics are going to work, what the grinding is going to be like, how
Yeah,
heavy the monetization will be
yeah.
like.
Yeah, it's why I'm really hoping that they shadow drop it just for Pokemon Day because otherwise it's like,
Because like
I mean,
we're 6 months away from
like-
Worlds, which for some people is not enough time.
like, no, if you leave it any longer, then
And
you're
you're just kinda
actively
shooting yourself in
screwing
the
your player
foot.
base over. Yeah.
And so I feel like this is an instance where I feel like this game should have come out sooner. I really do.
Yeah, I agree.
Or I feel like but part of the problem is also I feel like they probably announced this game a little too early as well.
I think the issue is I think the problem is they're announcing that they're using this game for Worlds. I think personally they should have like, oh, we're looking into using this game for Worlds, and then like we're gonna share more details later. Like the problem is like people need to learn how this game works. How
yeah,
much
they've been a
money
little
they-
hush hush. They've been a little
because-
too hush hush about it.
because most of the top players they're gonna have to most likely they're gonna have to spend some money on currency on fucking whatever they're putting in that game to get good Pokemon in, get everything sorted. So like, yeah, I don't know where they're cooking. Like I personally
Yeah.
think they should at least like release this game before like NIC, like 2 weeks before NIC or something like that, just so like you get a big tournament with this new game, because or else it's I don't know where they're doing.
I feel like that would be also a good opportunity to get some very critical feedback as well, so that they can try to polish the game before Worlds, because I think it's a good idea in theory to have a game like Champions as your main game for VGC, because that way you just have one game to be constantly updated instead of constantly relying on the current mainline games for VGC. Plus, like, one big benefit of Champions is that you can play it on your phone. You're not restricted to just a Switch or Switch 2. So that on paper opens the door for a lot more people. But the problem is, like we've been saying, we're 6 months from Worlds, and for some people, this could be their first time trying a proper Pokemon battle, and they have like no idea how to play the game. So,
Yeah.
granted that's a niche situation, because I feel like most people that are going to be picking up Champions are already heavily familiar with the mainline games, and so. But for those that want to like get into competitive Pokemon for the first time, there's a learning curve, and I feel like given us only 6 months to learn that curve and be on the same caliber as some of the top players that from say like the most recent championship, I feel like that's just asking too much from the player.
I think they just shouldn't have used it for Worlds until next year at least.
Yeah,
That
I
too.
agree with that.
Or
I
at
personally think they should have ended. I think they should have ended with Scarlet Violet, like Worlds of Scarlet Violet, and then you bring in champions with the new season. I think that just makes sense instead of beginning of a season with a game, and then out of a sudden you have to pick up a new game mid-season. Like that's just
Yeah, I feel
doesn't
like
make sense.
that was not handled very well, because then I feel like all this concern that we have about the lack of a release date would be less severe, because then at least
Yeah.
if it wasn't if they weren't doing this mid-season switch, I feel like players would have so much more time to learn the game and build their Pokemon, instead of having to rush through the next 6 months to just lock in one too many hours a night to try and learn the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
like,
don't know. I have some high concerns about how this is gonna go. Like seriously, if I was competing, I would be kind of livid because you're gonna have to learn this like day and night, like this, like pretty quick. Because whoever gets the hang of it first, like it's gonna
like
dominate. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's not like gonna change like the gameplay and such. Like the meta might be the same thing, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have to learn the mechanics of the game, how you grind your Pokemon, how to get this, how you get that.
Yeah, I think the meta is going to be actually kind of different because there's going on launch there's going to be like a limited number of Pokemon, and I'm willing to bet that it's like going to be a mix of the ones that going to be a mix of like Legends ZA, Scarlet Violet, Legend Arceus, whatever, right? Um, so I don't think we're gonna have the same Pokédex, which means the meta is going to be different.
No,
Um,
yeah, I forgot about the fact that straight up the first season is gonna be with megas. So like it's definitely gonna be a different meta because we're also gonna learn what abilities all the new ZA megas have. So
true,
definitely
yeah,
new.
true. That I
And then
feel
we're
like is
gonna
probably the
have
yeah,
most exciting part about champions being used this season, to be honest.
and then we'll have like the restricted like we usually have stuff like that. But yeah, it's definitely a
yeah.
new meta.
There'll be a lot of things to keep an eye
I'm
out
pr-
for with this game, that's for sure.
yeah, I'm pretty sure we know Sneasler is back for sure, and that sounds like hell. Um,
Okay. Anything else you two want to add about champions, or are we just going to move on?
Well, I think that's it. Apart from the
yeah,
huge concerns.
yeah,
Yeah, but I feel like we've already addressed those greatly anyway.
yeah, yeah. Like, part of me wondered if it was, if like the marketing side kind of made them do that to make champions sell more,
Who knows?
because
There's a lot of questions that we still have.
generally play Pokemon know what they're doing, I think so.
Yeah. There's a lot of questions that we still have about champions that we still don't have answers for. And we won't be able to
Yeah,
get those questions answered until Pokemon Day. So
yep.
moving on from that, as the next thing I had written down was Coliseum and XD releasing on NSO, and I think these also could very well be shadow dropped.
I
For-
I think that's somewhat likely. I don't think it's the most likely thing, but I think it's somewhat likely.
I think one of the two will at least get shadow dropped. I think that's more realistic instead of expecting both of them.
I think I think the most likely option to me is we get a release date for both of them.
That too. That's very possible.
Yeah. Like I think there's no way they're not both getting released at once, I think. So I would think that that we just get a release date for them both.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Um, for those that don't remember, during the Switch 2 Direct back last April, near the end of the GameCube segment, Nintendo said that both Pokemon Coliseum and XD are going to be added to the GameCube NSO library later down the line, but with no time of when we'll be getting them. And I think this upcoming Presents will when we'll learn at least when we'll be able to play them. Um, there is a non-zero chance that it could be a shadow drop, but like I've already said, I think at least getting a release date is more realistic. And I think the way that I see it, I think we'll get Coliseum first since that did come first when those games were new, and then XD later down the line. But there's there's always a non-zero chance that it could be both. But um, I would bet on Coliseum being released first, and then XD Gale of Darkness after that. That's going to be interesting in itself because of how deeply integrated Coliseum and XD were with Gen 3 on the GBA, which actually brings me to the next point on my list, uh, which I just have as Gens 1 through 3 on Switch, but I have in parentheses Fire and Leaf Green standalone is more realistic given the current rumors.
We're not getting Fire Red Leaf Green standalone.
Hi, post-production me here. Turns out, in the time between us recording the episode last night and the clip that I'm recording right now, which is like the very next day on February 20th, turns out Fire and Leaf Green are indeed coming to the Switch. They're coming next week. They just randomly revealed it this morning alongside announcing that the Pokémon Presents is indeed coming next week, and Fire and Leaf Green will be available after the presentation airs. I think I will just make a standalone video, go over my thoughts on this reveal, because turns out there's actually a decent amount to dissect from this announcement, both good and bad, and I just don't think including it in here would make all that much sense. I'm going to keep this next segment in, even though it's already outdated because of what was revealed today. So just keep that in mind as, again, we were recording this on the 19th of February, just mere hours before all this dropped. So, hope you understand, and let's get back to the episode. A way that I see this, as normally I don't cover rumors on this channel, as I just don't think they're worth getting hyped for. As I feel like they kind of ruined some of the surprise as well. But for like a few days, this rumor was everywhere. It really was. It was like every other post that I was seeing on social media, whether it be on Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram, what have you. It was everywhere. And people were really getting their hopes up about it, about Fire and Leaf Green on Switch. And I think it's a good idea. I really do. I feel like regardless of what order we get them in, I feel like we can all agree this is an inevitability for at least Gens 1 through 3. But my biggest confusion about this is that it's Fire Red Green specifically, and not like Gen 1. Like don't get me wrong, Gen 1's fine, but Fire and Leaf Green are definitely better, in my opinion. And from a personal perspective, I have more nostalgia for Fire and Leaf Green more than Gen 1 since Fire and Leaf Green is where I got my start with Pokemon. As the first Pokemon game I ever bought was Fire Red in early 2006.
Yeah,
So
damn.
yeah, yeah, I've been playing Pokemon for 20 fucking years. That's crazy. But like I'm still confused as to why Fire and Leaf Green in particular. Like, where's Gens 1 and 2 in all of this? Like,
They don't care about it.
oh, they absolutely do. It's just I just find it interesting that the rumor's saying Fire and Leaf Green and not Gen 1. Because
Look,
like we've said before, Gen 1 nostalgia is infinitely profitable.
Nah, I don't see it, to be honest. I feel like people would like be most appealed to Gen 3 Fire Red Leaf Green than Gen 1 Red and Blue. I personally think.
Because like for me personally, like I said, I prefer Fire and Leaf Green over Gen 1. I find them to be better games. They're just more polished and they're actually stable. Can't really say that about Gen 1. But also like it kind of feels like they get overshadowed. Not just because of Gen 1 itself, but also subsequent remakes like Heart Gold and Soul Silver and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and even Let's Go for that matter. And I feel like Let's Go in particular presents an interesting challenge in a way because, yeah, that's obviously the most recent and up to date Kanto experience, and in some ways, some parts of Let's Go I'd say are better than Fire and Leaf Green, but in other ways, Fire and Leaf Green does some things better than Let's Go. So I feel like the conversation between Fire and Leaf Green and Let's Go could get reignited should those games get re-released on the Switch first.
Well, I
Like-
mean, if you think about it, Fire Red Leaf Green have the Sevi Islands.
Yeah,
don't know.
because like they had actual post game content. Granted, it was kind of mid in terms of quality, but it was there. Let's Go had like virtually no post game outside of the Master Trainers. So it's interesting.
Also, Let's Go is too much of a recent game to get re-released, in my opinion.
Well, that's the thing because
Yeah, I don't know
that's like a
why would they
release.
even re-release it?
Yeah.
It's in the eShop. Like you could go.
It works on
I-
the Switch too. They're
Yeah,
not
it works
going
on the
they're
Switch
not
too.
really-
Why would you re-release a game
Yeah.
that's on the eShop already? Like,
I say recent, but it's been like what, 8 years?
It's
yeah,
2017, I think.
2017,
So
2018.
2018,
Uh,
2018.
Oh, okay.
Because Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon was 2017.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So not that recent, but still, you get what I mean. Like, it's still a Switch game.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like because I remember seeing some discussions about which Cancel remake was better, Fire and Leaf Green or Let's Go, and I feel like the conclusion was it could go either way. It depends on what you prefer and whatnot.
Yeah, that's called having an opinion.
Because like I said, there are some things that Let's Go does better than Fire and Leaf Green, but again, there are some things that Fire and Leaf Green does better than Let's Go. So it's a weird toss up. So I still think it would be a good thing to see Fire and Leaf Green re-released, but I feel like Gens 1 and 2 have to be in there somehow too. And same goes with the rest of Gen 3 for that matter. Especially since if you wanna plus like the thing with Fire and Leaf Green alone is for those that want to complete the national decks, you can't do it with Fire and Leaf Green alone. As you need Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, and either Coliseum and XD. Which, for those that grew up with Gen 3 back in the day, knows that it's an absolute fucking headache, and even more so today, given how expensive all of Gen 3 has become. And so, I feel like that would help with that a little bit, especially if we could get Pokemon Home support for these games as well. I think that would go a very long way to making these games more accessible. But part of me wonders if there are some missing pieces to what this rumor is reporting on. Like, outside of the fact that it's reporting on Fire Emblem Free coming to Switch, there's like nothing else being reported on. So it's interesting. Do I think it'll
I
happen?
mean, at the end of the day, they are rumors.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like nothing is really concrete.
Yeah, so like it's something to gotta take with a grain of salt, but personally, I'd say it makes a lot of sense for them to start re-releasing these games during an anniversary year of all things too. I think now would be the best time to start doing that. And I think it will just be gens 1 through 3, since we don't have an official DS or 3DS emulator for Switch and Switch 2 yet, so no gens 4 through 7, at least not yet. But I do think it's so interesting to think about if they are going to be re-releasing the older mainline games, what path are they going to go? Are they just going to go the simple route of putting them on NSO? Is it going to be like standalone eShop releases, or are they going to do like a big fat collection or something? We don't know.
I have a feeling just because it's Nintendo, it'll probably be NSO. But that's just me.
I feel like they would put it in the eShop if that was the case.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Rick on this. I kind of want them to see to be able to be purchased on the eShop, especially since there's always the chance that we could get Pokemon Home support with these games as well.
They could do like a small little collection.
Yeah, that's what I personally want to see happen, because then you have multiple games for the price of one, and like
As if they're releasing like gens 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I feel like that's like the bare minimum, to be honest. If people have been wanting to see the older mainline Pokemon games be re-released on Switch for so long, pretty much ever since Game Boy and Game Boy Advance got added to Nintendo Switch Online like 3 years ago, I feel like those hopes have only grown stronger the closer that we get to the 30th anniversary. And I feel like if there was any time to finally jump the gun and finally start re-releasing those older games, this year will be it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they could also just not release it. Just it won't happen.
That's
that could also
always
be
the
a thing.
possibility too.
Yeah. Like the
You
big anniversary gift could just be, Gen 10.
Always bet on
Like-
nothing.
Gen 10 definitely happened. Everything else is a maybe, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, on that note, I am gonna go now. It is late.
That's okay, Laurie.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Good night.
All right, good night, Laurie. Thanks for
night.
joining us. All right. So that brings us to the final bit that I have written on my list. And that is, of course, Gen 10.
Yeah.
Out of all the things that I wrote down here, this is like, it's not even an if, it's a when.
You know what'd be so funny is if that doesn't even happen.
That would be like one of the
That
biggest
would-
mistakes that
that
they
would
could
be pretty
do.
funny.
That would be
That would be
that would
pretty
be
fun.
that would be a
Guys.
big plot twist. I actually
Guys.
have nothing.
Guys, so we brought all of news about our live games. Thank you for joining us.
That's
See you
it.
in the next one.
That's it.
That would be
Really,
a
the
big
only-
slap to the
Really,
face.
the only game this year we have is what is it called again?
Champions.
Pocopia?
No, not
Pocopia.
Champions.
Pocopia and
yeah.
Champions.
That's
That's it.
the game for this year. Thank you. Happy 30th anniversary.
Okay, but joking aside, I think Gen 10 is inevitable. And I feel like it just makes way too much sense to make a new generation this year. It's been 4 years since Scarlet and Violet, which that's already breaking that new gen every
3
3 years
years.
cycle.
Yeah.
This hasn't happened since Gen 4.
Yeah.
All the other generations have lasted 3 generations up until now.
Yeah, you're right. I feel like Gen 9 overall was a little messy in a way with how the reveal was just kind of shoehorned in like a month after another game had already come out.
Yeah,
And
because Scarlet and Violet released the same year
as Legends Arceus,
as
yeah.
a Generation 8 game was released.
Yeah.
So
I feel
I don't know.
like
I feel like I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like that doesn't really apply because I don't know. It's not like a mainline game because it's a Legends game. They started like a whole new branch, so I feel like
well they
I
are
don't know.
they,
I feel
they
like
are
that's
considering
not
Well,
a
they are
big.
they are
considered
considering Legends
mainline
as
games.
a mainline
No,
as a
yeah,
mainline
obviously
series.
they're gonna release another one, but
Yeah.
I
And I welcome it. I think more Legends games are just a nice breath of fresh air and it feel more experimental and fresh, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely. Rather than just a remake too.
Like it kind of creates a level of unknown and
unknown
unpredictability.
like the Pokemon.
Shut up. And so like Legends Arceus, that was a pleasant surprise, and ZA was too. And so it creates a level of speculation for what region could be next for a Legend style game, and like that's so exciting because it breaks the norm for what for a game set in an old region could be, instead of a simple remake.
Yep.
Anything that gets us away from BDSP, yeah, I'll take it.
Hey, look, I'm one of the few that actually
Low
did like.
XD.
I'm one of the few that actually did like Brilliant Diamond Shiny Pearl, but I definitely think that those days will eventually be behind us. And
Yeah, I enjoyed it too, to be fair.
I thought it was just mid.
yeah, like that creates an interesting question about since now that Game Freak is interested in making more Legends games and Legends Arceus is not being a one-off thing, where does that leave the remakes? I feel like that's
I mean,
something.
that's a conversation for another time.
Yeah, that's a
because,
conversation that we can save for an
Yeah.
entire separate episode
Yeah.
because I feel like there's so many different directions that we can talk about for that.
if we decide to do another podcast episode at all,
That is true. Yeah, like, but
it
I
could
would
be the
still.
very last podcast
Yeah,
episode
we gotta
ever.
save ideas for next episode.
Yes.
See, we gotta
If we do one.
because it's kind of rare nowadays, because we're not
Yeah,
even watching the anime
exactly.
anymore.
But like either way, I would still like to talk about that at some point in just a video in general, because I feel like each of us have so many different viewpoints on where we think remakes could go. But that aside, Gen 10. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so in my list, all I had written down for Gen 10 was just what I want the starters to be based on, what part of the world the region could be based on, and that's pretty much it. But then when I went to go write the script, I wrote full. I wrote so many details about all the details about my starters that it took me 4 paragraphs of Gen to talk about Gen 10 instead of just one simple
I
paragraph.
think
Just-
you might be
just-
jumping the gun a bit.
Yeah, bro, just get a TLDR, just like simplify it. I
Right,
personally don't have much. I don't have much to say. I just think they're gonna announce the date. Like, to be honest.
Here's the thing. I think they might announce the title. Like, I think the
No, yeah,
presents is gonna be.
what I meant
Wait,
is-
no. I think the presents is gonna be like 20 minutes of whatever we discussed before, and then the big announcement at the end will be like, oh, Gen 10 Pokemon. I don't know.
Whatever. Pokemon, whatever. and
Pokemon
whatever.
Land and Water releasing November, blah blah blah. And I think that's gonna be the end of it. I don't think we're gonna get starters or anything. We might get the region, but I don't think we'll get starters yet.
Yeah, I feel like all we're gonna get is like a title. Maybe we'll get like a region and a starter,
Because-
but I feel like the most concrete thing is the title.
Yeah,
Because right, it keeps us speculating because then, we're gonna have to wait a couple months later, like until June or whatever, to see more information. Because that's what they always normally do.
but here's the thing about that though.
They did show the starters for Gen 9, I know that.
Well, here's the thing, because the only time that they revealed a new generation but didn't show any gameplay at all was Sun and Moon. X
Yeah,
and
and
Y,
that was for the 20th. That was for the 20th anniversary.
yeah, but X and Y, when those games got revealed, they had gameplay shown. Sword and Shield, they had gameplay shown, and of course Scarlet and Violet. And
Yeah.
so I don't think, and like the only other time that we got a mailing game revealed but no gameplay shown right off the bat was ZA. So I don't think so. I think we have a stronger chance of seeing gameplay footage along with the starters and the titles instead of just getting the titles and nothing else. Because you know these games will obviously be releasing the stuff coming in November. My guess is it's probably going to be like around like November 19th or so. And I went on a limb and said the title and went with jewel names for the titles. As I went with Citrine and Amethyst, even though that's gonna be like I bet that's gonna be like completely wrong.
Interesting, though.
I really want them to go back to jewel names for the titles. I think that's a really cool idea with like Ruby and Sapphire, Diamond and Pearl. Like those just sound cool to me.
Those names are just top tier.
They really
Like,
are, and I really want to see. I want to see them go back to
I
that.
don't think anything beats those names. Like
Yeah.
colors are fine, but they're kind of boring.
I mean, they're always using different shades of red and blue. It's always been like that since the very beginning.
And
Like-
we had black and
Are
white.
you guys just color phobic? What's going on?
Yes, I hate colors.
That sounds a bit. That sounds crazy.
And I'm also betting on the region being based on Canada, even though that I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm gonna go and guess either Greece or India.
Either of those would
I
be
was
fire.
thinking like Philippines, Indonesia.
Ooh, those would be cool.
Okay.
Oh, I would like that a lot, actually.
I feel like that would be so cool. Like go back to like at least like an island type of vibe, like Gen 7 was.
Oh, dude, I would be so down for that. That would be so cool. Are you kidding? Oh man. All right, and then for the
That's why
starters,
I kind of said Greece too, because it covers
The
a
whole
lot of
islands,
islands. Yeah.
that could also work.
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like any of those would be great picks. To
Any
be
of
honest.
those. Yeah.
Though
I also think there is a possibility they could go back to Japan since the last. I don't know. But the last time
Sinnoh was the last time they used Japan,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
and that
But I mean,
was
considering
almost,
they
and
did,
that was
like-
20 years ago. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, like considering the fact that's like 4 games, I don't know. I feel like they would still give some variety because there are like so many regions you could still like
Yeah.
do so many unique things. Like I don't know.
Yeah. A couple other areas I can think of are Australia. I feel like that would be pretty cool.
Australia is a good pick too.
Yeah, big.
The
other one I was thinking is like Australia and Brazil. I think those.
yeah,
would be
I was
the two.
thinking that either Brazil or just really anywhere else in South America. I feel like that would be pretty epic as well.
Mhm.
I would also. I feel like Scandinavia could also be pretty interesting to make it to a Pokemon region. Although I feel like
Yeah,
that would be too
sick,
grand of
yeah.
a scale to convert into one Pokemon region. Because like that's like 3 countries you'd have to represent in one region. I feel like that would be a bit much.
Or they could just choose one.
Yeah, I feel like
doesn't
choosing
necessarily
one
have-
it would be more
Doesn't
likely.
need to be like the whole Scandinavia.
Yeah, I just feel like it would be kind of cool because it would be a little different. You have like, but how would they be able to make that feel cohesive? That would be very difficult. So I feel like just basing off of the single country would be easier for Game Freak. But like I feel like Canada would be my pick. Honey, you said your pick would be either Greece or India.
Mhm.
Okay, and then Rick, you said Brazil, right?
Indonesia or Philippines. or
Right.
both of them.
Okay. I feel like any of those have a good shot.
All of them have great potential.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's so many like countries. Like that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like if they go to Japan, I'd be kind of disappointed because there's just so many new like areas of the world that could be just so fire.
Yeah.
I don't know. It hasn't been done in like 20 years, so I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, it would be an interesting little throwback.
No, I don't want to go back to Japan.
Though the only reason I'm saying that is just because it's the 30th anniversary, but that still doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
Because for the
exactly.
20th anniversary, they did another U.S. state. So
I don't think the U.S. is gonna be
no, I
represented
know,
for
I
the
know.
region
I'm
this
just
year.
saying. Just saying, like,
I don't think
I'm just saying,
this is
like,
the year.
nah, yeah. Fuck
Hell no.
America. Anyway.
Hell no.
I mean, if I had to choose somewhere in the U.S., I'd say California. I feel like that's an easy one to go with.
I don't think we're going to America though.
Yeah, no, I don't think the U.S. is ready to have another turn yet, because like
Yeah.
Alola is still relatively fresh, and Game Freak's been trying to get some more European rep, and I think that's just a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I think they'll keep going on that train of doing more European rep, because like we had Galar, we just got Paldea, we just revisited Kalos, even if it's just one city. So I think somewhere else in Europe is pretty likely. And
I would love a Southeast Asia representation. That's why I said like Indonesian or the Philippines.
yeah, because like Japan's the only Asian country that's been represented in Pokemon, I think. And
Exactly. Which is I think India could be a good shot too, because it's just like so culturally, it could make for a good region.
yeah, I agree. So like, I feel like another pretty surefire no is Mexico, considering that we just had a Spanish-based region with Paldea.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting Mexico.
Even though I feel like Mexico would be a great inspiration for a Pokemon region as well, but I think it's just too soon to do another
Yeah,
one.
because we just had Spain.
Yeah, we literally again just had Paldea, so
Yeah.
I imagine they'll want to do Mexico at some point, but not Gen 10. I think they'll do it later down the line when more time has passed. But even then, I feel like Canada doesn't have the greatest chance either, even though I would really like to see it. And for me, the main thing is mainly just the landscape. Like the Canadian landscape is just so beautiful, especially out toward like British Columbia and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean that's not to say they couldn't do it in like future generations.
No, you're right.
Well,
You're right. I
I
just
can
don't.
see it in the future. I can't see it now though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't see
exactly,
like Canada
exactly.
now.
Like I would love for it at some point, but I don't know if it's going to be this year.
probably not.
And of course, that'll also depend on that'll also determine what starter designs we get too. So the starters that I have are pony for grass, bear cub for fire, and an elephant for water. And it was because of the starters that I had so many paragraphs about Gen 10 written, because I just came up with so much lore and details about them just on the spot when I was writing my script.
You're better than me. I came up with nothing.
Yeah,
Here's what I have for the starters:
nothing.
a water type, a grass type, and a fire type.
Dear
Oh, I'm glad
God.
that's happening.
I know, right? I'm
pretty
so
glad that's
smart.
happening.
I'm so smart.
So, do you guys want to hear what I have written down for the starters?
Why not?
Okay. I really want to do like a separate video just for my starters, because I am so attached to them right now, and I legit want to make designs for them soon. And so for the grass pony line, I have them as having a puffy bush for their mane that grows out and grows plenty of flowers in each evolution stage. With the final evolutions bushes also being its primary form of defense, thanks to its branches growing very sharp. The hooves would also be how it gets its aromatherapeutic powers, which allows it to restore life to trees and plants that were once in danger of rotting. And since the
Aw.
bushes had grown so much by the time it's fully evolved, they were practically form a saddle on its back, as it would be a Pokemon that would be known for being very friendly and would enjoy giving rides to those that it trusts, which would make it a popular Pokemon for riding therapy. And in battle, they prefer to have a more elegant style, and which makes them special attackers, and they would be Grass Fairy. And I even came up with names for them too. Yeah, I thought of like freaking everything.
Oh my god.
So the base stage I named Floorful. The middle stage I named Plant Trot, and the final evolution I named Equesteroma. Now for the fire type, I have the base stage having a bright burgundy red coat on its body with a little flame pattern on its belly, with the color of that red coat turning darker as it evolves. The base stage I have it as just such a cuddly Pokemon, as it would just enjoy giving warm hugs to its trainer or just anyone that it sees just feeling sad. But deep down, uh, it doesn't have a lot of confidence in itself. But as it evolves, its confidence in itself, um, its confidence grows, which eventually allows it to become a very protective grizzly bear upon fully evolving. Furthermore, the final evolution sees a fiery collar around its neck, like in the style of like Typhlosion. And also like Typhlosion, that collar would just grow extra fierce when in battle, but it'll only turn aggressive if it were provoked. And as you would imagine, these Pokemon would be more physical attackers. And it would also have pretty decent physical defense as well, but at the cost of its special stats and speed. In battle, it prefers to start by striking with its sharp claws and then finishing off with its mighty jaw. And it can also has the ability to make its claws and teeth scorching hot when it needs to. And the reason why it becomes so protective of its trainer upon fully evolving is because of how well it remembers its trainer protecting it when it was still in its base stage, making it feel inspired to return the favor, resulting in that spark it needs to build its confidence in itself. And for their types, I'm meaning either Fire Dark or Fire Fighting. And the names, the base stage would be named Cublet. The middle stage I have named as Teddyburn. And for the final evolution, I named Grizzferno.
Okay, that last name is fire.
Yeah,
Fire,
that was like the easiest one for me to name, and I felt pretty proud of that one.
That's pretty good.
Fire.
Okay. And then finally,
I
for
put the stars in the bag.
we got one more to go over, and it's my
No!
Like, enough is enough.
Enough is enough! I've had it with these motherfucking starters in this
I only got to talk.
I've had it with these motherfucking starters in this motherfucking podcast.
I only went over 2, and I haven't even gone over the third one yet.
Oh my god, there's a third one!
Listen, I wrote down a lot of lore, and I feel so passionate about them, and I wanted to share them.
Go ahead.
All right, so last one is our water type elephant. Mainly, I just wanted to focus on their trunks, which I have these guys as mixed attackers, as their trunks would be responsible for most of their specials and physical attacks. In the case of the final evolution, one slap on the ground from the trunk can be strong enough to cause a minor earthquake, which would even trip up the heaviest of foes. These Pokemon, despite how slow they are extremely adaptable and observant in and out of battle, which can help give them an upper edge in battle despite their slower speed. And much like real elephants, these Pokemon, they store water in their trunks, not just for battle, but also for caring for themselves. And they're actually, they would be very reliable for caring for plants and crops, especially during like droughts, for example, thanks to their endless water supply. And they prefer to live in more humid environments, namely near like bodies of water, as they would be often seen constantly pouring water over themselves to keep their bodies moist, which can allow them to produce cleaner water. And as you would expect, also much like real elephants, these Pokemon will also be excellent swimmers. all three members would be water ground if you couldn't tell by now. As for the Pokemon themselves, on the base stage, which I named Squirt, just has a simple coral blue color for its body with small little tan dots scattered throughout its body, with very, very tiny trunks to resemble a newborn elephant. And those tusks would grow along with the trunk by the time it evolves into its middle stage, Tusk Splash. And it'll also start to form a bit of a two-tone color scheme on its body as the tan spots, they would grow and merge until it fully evolves into Trunk Flood, where the tusks and trunk would be fully grown. And this one has that two-tone color scheme with the stone blue and the sand brown. And that's all I have written down.
Okay.
All right.
I know that was a lot, but it was just, again, I
I did not expect you to go.
I was
deep
not
dive
expecting
into
to
the
be that
story.
much. Yeah, I was like, holy fucking shit.
yeah, like I said, I wrote down a lot, more so than I was expecting. But the creativity
What is
just,
the yap?
but the creative mind just kind of sparked as I was in the middle of writing the script, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm committing."
Yeah,
I
you committed deeply.
I really want
I mean,
to.
I really like those starters though.
Thank you. Yeah, I really want to make a separate video just for these starters, making designs for them and whatnot, and just giving them more time in the spotlight because I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about them here in fear of them just getting lost in everything that we'd be talking about today.
Mm-hmm.
Do you two have any clue as to what you would want to see in a starter?
I would want to see
Not at all.
a platypus starter just so that I can name it Perry. That's it.
Honestly, that would be a cool reference, though. Not gonna lie, especially if they made it water fighting.
We still don't have. Oh yes, water fighting is okay. Water fighting is like 2 on the nose.
Yeah, the joke and reference just kind of write themselves.
Yeah. Well, even if it's not our starter, I would like to have a platypus Pokemon, considering we still don't really have one.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, I'm kind of surprised at what kinds of Pokemon we still don't have. Like, we don't have a water type elephant. Like, we only have one elephant line in the Caparaja line, and those are steel type. For example. And we don't have a horse Pokemon that is special attacking unless Keldeo is one of them. Let me go double check myself here. Okay, yeah, Keldeo is the only other one, but that's a mythical. So, but like everything else, like both forms of Rapidash, Zebstrika, Glacier. Is Spectrier a special attacker? Let me go check that as well. Spectrier, yeah, Spectrier is a special attacker. Okay, so there are more than I remember, but you know we don't. But we've never gotten a horse starter, and I feel like that should be that should happen at some point as well. And same goes for a bear. I would love a bear starter.
A bear starter, I feel like, would be the popular pick.
Yeah, like especially if it even has a single line of detail that I had written down. I feel like it would just be the fan favorite.
Yeah.
Because I was telling some of my other friends about the Cublet line, and they were both like, that would be my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I was telling one of my friends about it, I was like, I kind of unintentionally gave Cublet some amazing character development. Like, am I wrong?
Nope.
But like, even after talking about it, I still feel like the floral line would be my favorite. As and also like,
I wonder why.
Okay, yes, I am a little biased toward the horse Pokemon, and yes, this year is the year of the horse. But cut me some slack.
I couldn't possibly think of a reason why it would be your favorite.
But also, like, I thought back to a Fakemon that also helped me inspire the ideas that I had for Forful. In fact, funnily enough, this fake mod comes from Solar White and Motor Dark. Let me go get the sprites for them because I don't think that you remember them, honey.
Yeah, it's been years since I've played that, and we still never
What are
finished
we-
it.
don't know.
Yeah. Where? Okay, I found the base stage. Now I just gotta find the final evolution. I don't think I have that downloaded. Nope, I don't. I gotta go get that.
What are you even talking about?
I was talking about how my Bright Grass Pony line was inspired by a fake mod in a fan game that Honey and I played.
Oh. Oh, you can shut that later. It doesn't have to be now.
Well, considering that I have
It has
the
to be now,
I
not
have the
today.
sprite for one of them downloaded, I might as well go get the other.
Oh, we're gonna be here till tomorrow then.
I'm literally saving the sprite right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Wrap it up.
It has to be now, not today.
Wrap it up.
All right. So,
Oh, I remember this.
yeah. The one on the left is Horseshush, and its pre-evo on the right is Spony. These are again from Solar Light and Motor Dark,
I remember this.
and you can kind of see the inspiration that I got from these
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really want to make I want to make designs for these guys for mine at some point, hopefully soon, because I feel like these are just, especially given how I describes the appearance of some of them. I feel like that's just potential left on the table. Okay. Aside from that, what are some other starters that you two think we could get, regardless if it's Gen 10 or not?
I have no
I'm
idea.
not sure. I have to think about it.
Yeah, my brain is starting to fry.
Fair. That's fair. Because I remember having a conversation, I think it was with Honey, about potential starter choices for a new
Yeah, what
generation.
did I say at that time? Because I don't remember. Did I have some things in mind?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'd have to go look that up, but I can't be asked to do it right now. Well, I gotta remember. I think it was either one of us that brought the idea of a bear or an elephant. Granted, I don't think an elephant starter would be a good fit in a Canada-based region. Now that I think about it out loud.
Well, it doesn't have to be a Canada-based region,
Exactly. I think
but it
that's,
would be good for an India-based region.
yeah. Exactly. But I think other than that, I think that's all I can really add about these Pokemon, because like I said, I want to just do a standalone video about them, as I feel like these they deserve their own spotlight instead of just
Really, this section was just you blabbing about your fan-made starters.
yeah, maybe a little bit.
A little bit.
Listen, can you blame me for feeling? I haven't been this passionate about my own fake mon in a really long time, and I don't think I can't. It's been a while since I've got to talk about them in a podcast episode as well. Because like, I think the only other time that I got to talk about one of my own fake mon was, I think, when I was talking about my Marble Fox Pokemon. And
I remember that. Yeah,
you remember that?
I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah.
But I think that was like the only time that I got to talk about it in any of my fake mons. And given how this burst of creativity just kind of came out of nowhere, I feel like I just wanted to share it somehow. And I feel like at least sharing it in this episode is a start, along with telling some friends about it too in DMs. And I hope eventually I'll get around to making a video. Hopefully Art Block does not bite me when I'm making these designs, because I haven't been able to draw for a while because Artbox just been a bitch. But is there anything else that you two want to add in general before we close off today's episode?
No, I think I have nothing more.
Yeah, I pretty much have nothing. I think we covered it all.
Okay. Well,
Wait. There is one thing.
What?
They're not gonna. This is more like a wish rather than what's actually gonna be given, and it's most likely not gonna happen. But I would like another mystery dungeon game, but it's not gonna happen.
oh, that would. You will see Twitter blown up like crazy if that were to happen.
Yeah,
But I feel like, given that we're getting a Pokopia, I think that's going to
exactly.
satisfy the
Honestly,
spin-off cycle for now.
Pokopia itself, I feel like Pokopia itself just erased any hope of getting another PMD game. Plus, with Champions also in a way, yeah, it's probably not gonna happen.
Well,
I mean, Champions like less because it's more of a competitive game. It's more
yeah, it's more for
focused.
VGC in the mainline games
Yeah.
instead of like what Pokopia is doing.
Like Champions is just basically like the official Pokemon Showdown. Like
Yeah.
And plus, like, Pokopia is just a life sim with no battling. It's a completely
Yeah.
different game from the dungeon crawler that Mystery Dungeon is.
it's basically like an Animal
That is
Crossing
true.
for Pokemon.
Plus,
That is true, but I doubt they're gonna do another side game in the same year. That's what I'm trying to say.
no. Plus, like, Red Rescue Team is on the GBA NSL lineup. So it's not like we're not getting any PMD content. Plus, like, there was a batch of user icons themed around PMD very recently for the Switch and Switch 2.
Okay, well, I want something that's not related to a remake.
I want something fresh.
Fair. Completely fair. Given that it's been over 10 years since Super Mission Dungeon came out,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
and over 5 years
But-
since Rescue Team DX came out, and that was a remake.
But like I said, I don't think we're getting anything new related to Mystery Dungeon.
You could say the same for me, but with Pokemon Ranger instead.
Oh God. Yeah.
That's a discussion for another time, though.
Yep.
Because I feel like we'd just be going down a deep rabbit hole about spin-offs we want to come back.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that will wrap it up for our first episode in over a year. Crazy.
This may as well be our very last episode. We don't know.
Well, like I said, like I addressed
Well,
at the
I mean-
beginning, like, well, this will still be a thing, just occasionally, instead of
It's just when
When
we
we feel like it.
It's just
Ooh,
yeah.
yes.
it's
you know,
basically
when the
we feel
time
like-
calls, when the time calls right, we'll bring this back again.
But I do think you'll still have like a reaction video to whenever the Presents comes out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah,
That's a
that's
guarantee.
given.
We'll,
Yeah,
we'll
that's
be
given.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe we can also do like some kind of small post presents thoughts and discussions and stuff like that. Not on the podcast, but I don't know.
Like a
I'm just
recorded
kind of spitting out whatever
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah, I mean, like the door is not fully closed, but it's almost closed.
It's like on the brink of closing.
yeah.
yeah. I just think, given the circumstances of when this is all happening, I think it just made sense to bring the podcast back for this. You know, it's given that it's our 5th anniversary.
It's the third, and it's also Pokemon's 30th anniversary. So
Exactly. So I think it was a good excuse to come back to all of this.
yeah.
But either way, I think that's going to do it for this episode. I want to thank you all for tuning in. And until next time, through it all, we're still family. One shitty family. Goodbye.